Hello everyone, welcome to the Belt and Road Face-to-Face. We have special staff to promote and supervise the process.
Citrus fruits, cotton, rice, meat, seafood and other items in the world
Pakistan can import technologies and facilities.
to meet the quality standard or the quarantine standards.
Online and offline, two channels together.
Because the transport costs are very high.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Belt and Road Face-to-Face. Our program is co-produced by China Economic Net and VSHnews Television. I'm Meng Xiaotong from China Economic Net. Today I'm pleased to be joining our studio by Zhang Jiamei, Associate Professor at the Department of South Asian Studies of Peking University, and we also have Sheikh Mohammed Sharik from Pakistan, Vice President and Chief Representative of National Bank of Pakistan Representative Office, Beijing. Let's enter the first part, hotspot. Pakistan government is working on the Strategic Trade Policy Framework (STPF) to enhance the country's exports. The Ministry of Commerce has come up with an ambitious plan to increase the country's exports to as high as $37 billion in the next 5 years. Advisor to Prime Minister for Commerce and Investment Abdul Razak Dawood said, besides establishing a Mango Development Council and Potato Development Council under the forthcoming STPF, the government is also interested to set up cold storage areas at airports and shipping ports. The Pakistani government is planning to encourage the exports of fresh food. What's the advantage of Pakistan's exports of fresh food, Ms. Sharik?
Pakistan is one of the major producer of citrus fruits, cotton, rice, meat, seafood and other items in the world. And similarly, our exports are very much from these sectors. Like the major exports are from textiles, leather, surgical instruments and a few other items. And the present government is very much focused on increasing the exports of Pakistan to generate revenues and create employment opportunities in the country. But the farm to market facilities are not that fully developed. So still this is one of the major problems that the Pakistani is facing to increase their exports to the other countries. If these facilities are developed, then there is no doubt that Pakistan can achieve this target of $37 billion in the next 5 years. So this can be achieved very easily if these facilities are developed in the country, and which will increase the exports of Pakistan as well.
More specifically, what is the current condition of fresh foods transportation and storage?
It still need a further investments in the country. We need, we can produce, the wastage in Pakistan is very high. Rate of wastage is quite high. Similarly, the storage facilities, packaging facilities and the proper transportation facilities to reach the market in the good condition are yet to be developed.
From my point of view, that I know fruits are the traditional exports products from Pakistan, but maybe usually they were exported to the West, especially to Middle East and to Europe, the UK. And so maybe this is an opportunity, a chance to export it to China. And China is a big market, is a potential space here. About the advantage, the fruits and maybe seafood, maybe it's a favorable one for Chinese people. Actually, there are many Pakistani fresh food had entered the Chinese market, but they haven't occupied the market on a large scale. What is the reason behind this?
Pakistan and China has signed phase 2 of free trade agreement, which has been implemented from January 1st, 2020. According to which 313 products from Pakistan, the tariff has been eliminated on these products. Almost more than 60 items are from the agriculture sector. But still, you're right that we don't see much food items present in from Pakistan present in Chinese market, because what I feel the reason is the Chinese quality standards are quite high, and as we mentioned, the processing and storage facilities are lacking in Pakistan. So this is one of the major problems that they do not reach in the Chinese market. Secondly, where these committees will work out, will find out the problems that are being faced by the Pakistani exporters and to reach the Chinese market. And once these problems are solved, then we believe that more and more Pakistani products, especially from the food sector, will be available in Chinese market. And I know Pakistan, as we mentioned, that Pakistan is one of the major producer of seafood items, and China is a very big market for seafood products.
Yeah.
But once these problems that are being faced are removed, then we will see much more export from Pakistan to China.
Yes.
I totally agree with that. We should establish a special department such as a council or a committee to promote this program, this cooperation between the two countries. And because from my point of view, in China today, a new way of life is formed nowadays, and most people spend their time on online buying and online communicate with each other. So maybe, as you said, as you mentioned, the facilities and the enterprises in Pakistan maybe lag behind nowadays for the equipment and the further processing or logistics, transportation, such problems. But here in China, you have a broad space. We can cooperate to expand this cooperation. So about this council, if we have such a special council, we can focus and work sincerely on this project. We have special staff to promote and supervise the process of the cooperation, and especially to control the quality, the logistics, and transportation, and maybe some technicals to improve the quality and classification to suit the Chinese market.
Ms. Chared, what do you think of this Development Council's role in lifting its exports to China?
Again, as you mentioned, that there are a few problems. Beside one of the problem of tariffs is already removed, but beside this, there are other problems also that should also be addressed. First is to meet the quality standards or the quarantine standards. Second, there are some other barriers also, because the transport costs are very high, of cost of transportation, and if you look, because of especially from the food items, you need some special cargo, so that also enhance the cost of the product. So I think these things should be worked out so that the problems that are being faced are removed. A market can be accessed by the Pakistani products with lower cost, and people can enjoy these things in China as well.
The cold storage areas is being established at airports and shipping ports. What improvements need to be done in these areas' development?
Cold storage facilities, yes, it was also one of the things that are decided under the strategic policy framework, and that was one of the problems that was being faced by the Pakistani fruit exporters, especially the exporters of mango. Pakistan is the 6th largest producer of mango in the world and the 5th largest exporter. With this, we have the potential to increase our export of mangoes to $1 billion. But again, because of lack of these proper storage facilities at these airports or the customs or the seaports, many of the products were not able to reach their destination. With these facilities available at the seaports, I think we will help in increasing the Pakistan exports, not only to the countries where we are already exporting, but it will be a plus point to reach the high value markets also, including UK, US, China, and other countries.
First, it will resolve the problems of preservation and storage in a long-distance transportation. And so, as we talked, that maybe at the port, at the airport, and also through highway, we can make the transportation to come to a true and to keep the fruits or other seafood or other products fresh during the transportation, and we can keep the cost. So we can make a better bidding in the market.
Besides the measures we just mentioned, what other measures can be adopted by Pakistan to lift its exports to China of fresh food?
I believe that this should be a joint effort between the Pakistani businessmen and the government also. The businessmen, they should enhance their efficiency to meet the international quality standards, and similarly have some value addition in their products. Similarly, the government should remove the problems that are being faced by the exporters by providing business-friendly policies and also create opportunities for them to reach the international market and reduce or remove the barriers that are being faced by them. Right now, if you look at the export, if we just take mango as an example, we are exporting to 40 countries. And there are more than 194 countries in the world. So it means that we still have potential to increase our products by 3 times. So this is the joint effort between the government and the business community. They both have to play their role to increase the exports from Pakistan.
First, totally agree with you. It's a joint effort, not domestically in Pakistan, but maybe internationally through cpec. And so, I mean, Pakistan can import technologies and facilities to help them to increase their output domestically. For example, as mango and other fruits. And secondly, they can use the new technology to make a better classification sorting for the fruits. And then I have a suggestion maybe for the government. A national brand image for Pakistan may be a good choice to export.
Yeah.
So in nowadays also can combine export online and offline 2 channels together.
Tax breaks for 3 years for the startups in the IT sector.
Talent pool in Pakistan for the development of IT industry, especially in software.
Almost 60% of our population is below 30 years of age.
Pakistan has such advances to research and develop software area in IT industry.
IT parks, they also provide an opportunity, especially for the startup.
Freelance programmers, and there will be more flexible.
You are watching the Belt and Road Face-to-Face. Let's enter the second part figure. According to the news published by the Ministry of IT of Pakistan, IT and IT-enabled services export remittances comprising of computer services and call center services have surged to $379.251 million at a growth rate of 43.55% during the first quarter of the fiscal year 2020 to 2021 in comparison to $264.187 million during the corresponding period last year. Recently, the Federal Minister for IT and Telecommunication, Syed Amin, was chairing the 10th meeting of Prime Minister's Taskforce on IT and Telecom. Managing Director of Pakistan Software Export Board, Osman Nasir, apprised the meeting about the plan of establishing software technology parks in different cities. What are the reasons behind the surge in IT and IT-enabled services in the new fiscal year, Mr. Chared?
I've seen that the IT services, especially e-commerce business, has grown tremendously during this COVID season. Besides this, the government has also announced a few incentives to the investors and for the IT developers and for the IT sector that include tax holidays, and in fact there are tax breaks for 3 years for the startups in the IT sector. And if you are a foreign investor and you are investing in the IT sector, you are allowed to have 100% ownership of your business. Similarly, if you are repatriating your profits from Pakistan, so you can remit it freely without involvement of any permission or anything. So I think these are the things that have attracted the foreign investors to invest in the IT sector in Pakistan. And secondly, Pakistan is a young population, almost 60% of our population is below 30 years of age, and many of those youngsters, they are involved in the IT sector. And we are the third largest freelancer country in the world, and many of those freelancers, they are working for international big IT companies. So I think these are the factors that had helped Pakistan in increasing the IT exports from IT sector in Pakistan.
Yes, Ms. Zhang, what are the advantages of Pakistan's IT industry development?
First, have to repeat what Mr. Sharik had said, that Pakistan is a young country with a big population of youth. There are about 10,000 young people who are graduated from universities and affiliated to the IT subjects, and they push into the IT market every year, each year. So this is the big potential for Pakistan country, and so from the policy support, the government is keen to absorb, to support young people to develop this area in Pakistan. And as far as I know, the government also pay more attention on the information and the technology area in Pakistan. This year is a vital reason for the growth of Pakistan economy. And so I think this is the advantages, because there is a talent pool in Pakistan for the development of IT industry, especially in software.
China is experienced in establishing software technology parks. So how does these parks promote the country's IT industry?
China, after decades of experience of established IT software park, industry park, we have our own experience. We form a formation. The park serves as a center for the whole newborn emerging industry, because it can provide technologies, new ideas, and it also can use the better environmental conditions in the industry park to connect it with other industries. For example, for the sharing economy, and for the research on new apps developments, and also they cooperate with the governments, with other businesses. So it's like a center, and it can radiate to the peripheral areas of its surroundings. So like in Shandong, in Guangzhou, in Fujian, in each region of China, there is an software industry park. It's like a heart for that area.
IT sector plays a very important role in sustainable development of any country, and similarly government of Pakistan is very much focused in promoting the IT sector in Pakistan. Recently the government has launched the Digital Pakistan initiative, according to which the IT sector and the use of information technology, artificial intelligence and other techniques will be developed in Pakistan. IT parks, they also provide an opportunity, especially for the startups, to establish their presence and promote their business and have some experience.
Ms. Zhang, what cooperation can be made between China and Pakistan in the IT sector in the future?
Personally, I'm not very sure about the cooperation ongoing, but I think China have advantages in hardware and IT industry parks. We have such experiences, and so parallel with this development, we also need software research and development. And as we mentioned, that Pakistan has such advances to research and develop software area in IT industry. So from this point of view, the two countries can cooperate and can cooperate with each other. They can complementary through software and hardware, and also other experiences to share with each other.
The cooperation between Pakistan and China under the second phase of CPEC is about to enter into many fields, not only in the industry, it is in IT sector, in culture, in tourism and other things also. For the competitive advantage that we both countries can have, as Madam rightly said, China has very much developed e-commerce IT sector, and the e-commerce business is, I've seen it's at very high level as compared to Pakistan. Pakistan has the advantage of availability of youth, the programmers or the IT developers, and the cost is very much lower as compared to China. So I think that can be a very good combination, the technology and the experience and that China has. If it is combined with the Pakistani developers, then it will be a win-win situation for both the countries.
For Pakistan, they also has a merit that there are many small-sized and medium-sized freelance programmers. And yes, they are very positive in this area. So maybe they can establish a cooperation and establish relationships with these freelance programmers, and there will be more flexible in this area for the development.
The government has asked the banks to provide financial support to the young entrepreneurs.
High-tech areas and fashion areas, other such as media and sharing economy.
World Tourism Forum was scheduled to be held in Pakistan in 2020.
Other cultural and historical tour. Also, there is popular nowadays. It's popular in China and all around the world about a study tour.
Facilities for the tourism are yet to be developed.
You are watching the Belt and Road Face-to-Face. Let's enter the third part, culture. Prime Minister Imran Khan participates in the check distribution ceremony and the Kamayab Janva program (KJP) in Peshawar. Among successful youth of KJP, the Prime Minister said the youth of Pakistan has enormous potential to excel in all fields, and his government was encouraging small and medium-sized enterprises through Kamayab Janva program for sustainable economic growth in the country. He also stressed that any business idea needs financial support and technical assistance for its implementation. The program has provided an exclusive platform to youth to give practical shape to their business ideas. Prime Minister also directed the KP government to extend the program and take more steps for the promotion of tourism to generate employment opportunities and enhance the province revenues. The KJP encourage the entrepreneurship and small and medium-sized enterprise development. So what benefits will this program bring to the local area's economy?
Small and medium enterprises, they are the major contributor of exports to any country. And second, more than half of the workforce is employed in the SME sector all around the world. The problem that Pakistani youth is facing, they have the ideas, they have the will to do something, especially after they pass out from their universities or from their colleges, but they don't have the resources to implement their ideas. So I believe that this program will provide the opportunity to all those young entrepreneurs who have some new innovative ideas, who want to do something. So but they cannot do it because of lack of financial resources. So this will provide them then an opportunity to implement their ideas, and if they are successful, then their businesses may flourish. This program will not only help those entrepreneurs, but it will also help to create employment opportunities, and it will also increase the exports from Pakistan as well.
Especially in KP province, it is located inland. For them, they also have a late mover advantage. And so I think especially for KP province, the youth have a channel to make the idea come true.
Yes. Are there any similar programs related to young people are taking place in China?
Maybe you have your own experience here in China, because here in China, young people enjoy and they take part in many areas such as light side areas and also as well as high-tech areas and fashion areas, other such as media and sharing economy and communication, etc. Also for big topics such as environmental protection and the biomass technology. So they even now entered every area in Chinese market.
What I know is that the Chinese government has already has similar program wherein they have the government has asked the banks to provide financial support to the young entrepreneurs, and this program is still going on and it was launched in 2019. So I think the similar program is also being already implemented in China as well.
How do you view the potential of developing tourism in the KP province, and what impact will the KGP have on the tourism development?
If you are fond of adventure tourism, Pakistan is the destination, and the World Tourism Forum was scheduled to be held in Pakistan in 2020, but unfortunately due to COVID it has been scheduled for the next year, and it will be held in 2021, wherein more than 1,000 persons from around the world will visit Pakistan. So Pakistan has the potential for not only in every field. If you want religious tourism, it is there. If you are fond of some ancient, very thousands of years old civilizations is in Pakistan. For beach tourism, Pakistan has more than 1,100 of seabelt. Similarly, in the northern areas, it has the world's highest peaks, but still we lack some facilities for the tourism are yet to be developed. With this program, what I can feel, especially for the young entrepreneurs in the northern areas in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, they can easily avail the finances from under this scheme, and they can develop some tourist facilities where they can increase their revenues, and it will also help in promoting the tourism in the country. Just for example, there is lacking of some quality resorts or some areas where the people can live or dine in. If these facilities are developed by the youth by availing financings under this program, then it will be good for both of them, for the country as well and for their own benefit as well. KP has a lot of opportunities for, if you are fond of skiing, can be one of the very good factors, like skiing in Malam Jabba Sawat, and in Gilgit we have the world's highest polo ground. So there are a lot of opportunities in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province as well.
Pakistan is a country of colorful cultures, and I visited KP many times and enjoyed it there very much. So from my point of view, KP is such a historical area with long history and also with a Buddhist culture. So maybe they can organize theme tourism such as Buddhist culture tour, and for Gantara culture, it is a center for Gantara culture. Gantara tour and also as other cultural and historical tour. Also there is nowadays it's popular in China and all around the world about a study tour. And students, for young people, they can read books and they can travel by themselves to see the historical ancient sites written in books such as Gantara. And so KP is such a good choice. From the scenery point of view, the river, the valley there, and the starry sky, it will be attractive for young people. And for KP youth, they can use media. For example, they can make a short film, they can make videos or even text to promote the tourism for KP, for Pakistan.
Thank you for watching the Belt and Road Face to Face, and thank you too for coming to our show today. See you next time.